Hi everyone, today I'll be showing you how to simplify square roots. Specifically, we'll be going over the square root of 2, square root of 4, square root of 96, square root of 144, 3 times the square root of 900, and 2 times the square root of 200. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start off simple with the square root of 2. Um, and yeah, the square root of 2, you can't simplify it any further. So we know that the square root of 2 is just equal to the square root of 2. Now we will do the square root of 4. So we know that the square root of 4 is a nice whole number. So we get 2 times 2 give you 4. So square root of 4 would just reduce down to 2. And that is called a perfect square root. Now if we did the square root of 96, so for the more complex square roots, a higher number value inside the square root. An easy way to simplify it is to just, if it's an even number, this 6 is an even number, we could just divide the number by 2 until we go all the way down, um, until we can't divide by 2 anymore. So 96, if you divide 96 by 2, it'll give you 2 and 48. If you divide the 48 by 2, you get 2 and 24. If you divide the 24 by 2, you get 2 and 12. And then the 12 divided by 2 is 2 and 6. And the 6 divided by 2 is 2 and 3. So what's important here is to always circle the pairs. So we have a pair of 2 right here. We have a pair of 2 right here. And we also want to circle the smallest no pair numbers. So this would be 2 and 3. So the pairs of 2's, these two, we would do 2 times 2, which gives you 4. And this 4, goes outside of the square root. And now what goes inside of the square root would be these no pairs that we circled down here, the 2 and the 3. But we have to remember that uh, these no pairs also have to get multiplied. The smallest no pair numbers get multiplied if there's more than one. So the 2 times 3 gives you 6, and this 6 goes right here inside of the square root. So 4 times the square root of 6 would be our answer. And if you put the square root of 96 in your calculator, If it's a graphing calculator, if the calculator has the capability, it can reduce down for you. Square root of 96 is also equivalent to 4 square root of 6, um, which if we write both of these as a decimal, um, both of them are equal to approximately 9.798. Okay. Now we'll move on to the square root of 144. So the square root of 144, what times you can do 144 divided by 2 and try to figure it out all the way down. But another thing to look at is if it is a perfect square root. So the same number times the same number, what same number times what same number will give you 144. And if we go all the way up, we try, oh, try 8 times 8, 9 times 9, 10 times 10. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you do 12 times 12 gives you 144. And we know that answer, the square root of 144 is just 12. So that one was easy. So now we'll do one that's a little bit harder. 3 times the square root of 900. So this 3 on the outside we won't worry about yet. We'll do the same thing that we've been doing with this 900. Except one thing to think about, we can divide it by 2 and keep going all the way down this little tree. But we can also, if you think about what same number times what same number will give you 900, there is a number for that. There's a whole number, same value whole number. And if you um, if you were to continue to do the same number times same number, eventually we'll get to 30 times 30. And if you put 30 times 30 in your calculator, then you would get 900. So since it was a nice whole number, it would be 30. But we also have to remember this 3 right here moves over because the square root of 900 is 30. But now we have to do the 3 times because of the 3 in front of the square root. 3 times 30 is 90. So 3 times the square root of 900 equals 90. That would be your answer. Okay. Now we'll do our last one, which was the 2 times square root of 200. Same deal here as the last problem. The only thing here is there is not there is no perfect square root for 200. So we would have to go down the tree of dividing by 2. So 200 divided by 2 is 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Sorry. Let me write that better. 25. And then so here with the 25 we could divide it even further. So if we do divide it further, we can get a 5 times a 5. That'll be a pair. And then we also have a pair of 2's right here. So 2. And then we have the smallest no pair right here. So we have, what we'll have is the pairs are multiplied. 2 times 5 gives you 10. This value goes here outside of the square root. And remember, we'll go ahead and bring this 2 over here. So 2 times 10 times the square root of this no pair, like so, 2. Now, if we want to reduce it down a little bit further, we could do the 2 times the 10, which is 20, and times the square root of 2. So 20 square root of 2 would be your answer. Now this method of just dividing by 2 from the square root would work for every square root problem, as far as I know. Positive whole number, positive integer whole number. And so one thing to note when doing these problems, it's important to note pairs are outside the square root and the smallest no pair is inside the square root. This would be this guy. Which we could see with the problem that we just did. The 2 here is the smallest no pair. We can't divide this down any further. And that goes inside of the square root. And then this 2 pair and this 5 pair get multiplied. These same pairs get multiplied. 2 times 5, 10, and that goes outside of the square root. And then this 2 gets multiplied with the 10 to give you 20 times the square root of 2. Thank you.